In this video, we're going to show some of the new features in Revit MEP 2011. First and foremost, just like the core product Revit Architecture, Revit MEP has the new properties palette that's been included. It's a modeless palette, so it's always up and running. It can be pulled off of the side and thrown anywhere you like in your screen. It can be also, of course, docked along the side as it is by default. If I wanted to, I could dock it over here on this side. I could pull it off to another screen altogether. I can close it all together, and to bring it back I would just right click in space, hit properties, and we'd come back. It's pretty handy, just like in the AutoCAD based products. Anytime that I select an object in here, the properties associated with that object would be in here, and I can update that right on the fly. So another big improvement to Revit MEP is oval ductwork. A lot of the mechanical guys are probably going to be pretty excited about that. So we'll go in here, let's draw some oval ductwork. We'll go down and hit duct, and the properties palette basically becomes your type selector. So we can drill down here, and we can see that we've got now available oval duct with gored elbows or mitered elbows, and using taps and tees. So let's draw some gored elbowed oval ductwork. Let's say let's do 24 by 12, and we'll run it 9 foot. So I'm just going to draw a little piece of ductwork in here. All right, and we see right away that over here in our 3D view that it is indeed oval ductwork. We can continue drawing this. Let's pull a elbow off to the side here. We see that we get the gored elbow in here. We can drop down, let's say 6 foot or something. All right, and let's draw another piece here. And over here in 3D, we can see that gored elbows dropped, or I'm sorry, the ductwork's dropped down to 6 foot, and it's put in the appropriate fittings to make that happen. Let's do a takeoff off the side here. Let's go back into duct here, and let's do, I don't know, let's say maybe an 18 by 10, and we'll do an 18 by 12 with that. So let's come off the side here, and we'll pick up off of here, throw off. We're getting a little bit of a delay there because it's drawing it both in 2D and 3D at the same time, and because it remembered the last elevation I was running at, which was 6 foot. What it did was it came off the duct with the duct elevation, and dropped down to 6 foot as soon as it could see possible. So pretty cool stuff there. Another one of the big improvements in Revit MEP is cable tray. So let's throw in some cable tray here. So we'll hit cable tray here, and again over in the type selector here we'll see the different types that we have. We've got channel cable tray, ladder, solid bottom, trough, wire mesh, and literally it's a lot like the ductwork routines, in that we just basically come in here and tell it what size we want to run at, what depth, and again what height. Let's say maybe 7'6". Oops. Come in here. Let's draw some cable tray here. You see the cable tray there. Let's change our graphics to fine, and because we used a channel cable tray, we can kind of see what the effect of that is, and we'll just go through and show the different types here. So this is currently channel. Switch it out to a ladder. Ladder is the most dynamic looking one in here. It's one that shows the most detail. Solid bottom looks a lot like channel. Not a whole lot of difference there. Trough, and then wire mesh. Wire mesh, I think, is probably going to show up in your rendering. But ladder cable trays, pretty cool looking. So we'll stick with that one for now. Also shows how much detail is in this stuff here. So let's take another piece of cable tray off. Let's throw in an elbow here, and we'll see that over in our 3D view it puts in the appropriate fittings in there. Very cool. If we wanted to come in here and let's run a different size, let's do a takeoff of like maybe a 12 by 6 off the side of that. Just basically pick our starting point, put in a takeoff here, and what we'll see is the fittings there have been placed in there to make that happen. Pretty cool. And because Revit MEP is a true BIM product, then we're drawing in plan view, but our results are showing in three-dimensional view as well at the same time. Conduit is another big addition to Revit MEP. It runs a lot like the piping commands in Revit MEP, so we can come in here and let's say just like a 3-inch. Let's start running this thing at let's say maybe 5 foot. So we come across here, rolling along. Let's jump up to let's say 10 foot. Alright. Alright. Got a little bit ahead of my cursor there. That's why I got a little bit of throw off there, but that's alright. You can kind of see how as I adjust the elevations, it put in the appropriate fittings and everything to make that possible. If I come over here and let's say that I need a 3, well, let's change it. Let's make a change here. Let's say that I want a 2-inch and I'm coming off at 10 foot. Now remember, this one's running somewhere around 5 foot if I remember correctly. If I come over here and I tap into this, we'll see right away what happens is it puts in a pull box as it comes down to the top of that. So pretty cool. Another one of the big improvements is the load classifications. I know personally, one of my clients, didn't like the fact that the only load classification initially in there was lighting and power. So now under the load classification types, we got some standard ones in here. One of the specific ones they were wanting was kitchen equipment, and there we got it right there. So big improvement there, and you're able to put various demand factors on each one of those pieces of equipment as well. The last major change I want to talk about is the ability to create custom panel board schedules, and that's pretty big for anybody that's been using Revit MEP for a while. They've been unable to modify those in any way whatsoever, but there's still reports, but now what we have is what's called panel schedule templates. So go in here and we say manage templates, and by default there's a branch panel template in here. We can go in here and we can say edit, and what happens is we come into the layout of a panel board. And one of the things that one of my clients again wanted was they wanted to be able to put in wire sizes on their panel boards. They don't like having to put wire sizes on each one of their home runs. So if I wanted to facilitate that, what I could do here is click in here, and this works a lot like Excel. Come in here and I could say insert column, and then I would say left of selected, and we see that a column is inserted. As soon as that happens, anything I'm doing to the left side is also happening on the right side. So as you can see, I'm kind of stretching this out. The same thing's happening on the right. You're probably going to want this out a little bit further. I click in here, and what I do is I come up here, I come down here and select the value that I want. So I want wire size here, so I'd select wire size, and you see that the information populates right away. And so the only last thing to do here is to change the work here. So again, this works a lot like Excel. So what I would do is I'd highlight the cells that I need to adjust, right click, and then go edit borders, and I could do outside and then inside. And we see that fixes up there. I'd have to do the same thing over here. Outside, inside. Alright, so I'm fairly happy with that. Finish the template. So then if I go in, what I can do at this point is I can go over and Analyze tab, do panel schedules, and select my panel, and I see that it's populating the wire sizes on each one of my circuits. So big improvements for Revit MEP. We'll probably continue to make a couple more videos here and there and highlight some more of those improvements, so keep an eye out. And thanks for watching.